So Kenji Araki is a distinguished professor at the University of Miyazaki in Japan. You are the IEC TC82 WG7 convener and IEA PVPS Task-17 expert, presiding 3 VIPV international web meetings, and currently working for modeling and measuring 3D solar irradiance onto the 3D curved car body and the standardization of VIPV. Thank you, Kenji. Over to you.
Thank you, everyone. It is my great honor to be invited to the UNSW talk session. And now let me take you on an adventure to explore non-planar solar devices. First, classical PV limitation. Okay, the technical calculation for PV system makes simplified assumptions, such as no shadows, flat land, static installation, and uniform solar irradiance. However, these assumptions do not accurately represent the real-world installation environment. It is important to thoroughly consider the actual imperfections, including shadows, non-flat lands, moving PVs, and varying its shape. These factors are not sufficiently discussed yet, but they play a significant role in the real-world PV system performance. Curved PV devices. Okay, it will change, it should change. Okay, now it appears. So many PV photovoltaic formulas assume that the PV device is flat. But this assumption does not hold true for curved devices. The provided chart demonstrates this issue, showing the variation of the fill factor FF in different climates, clear sky days, and rainy or overcast days. The study examined the commercial PV module sold by a specific automobile manufacturer in Japan and made by a named PV manufacturer. So it is not some kind of low quality PV panel. The result revealed that on overcast or rainy days, the fill factor remained nearly constant and exhibited excellent values. However, on clear sky days, the fill factor sharply decreased as the sun height dropped. This unexpected behavior of the car PV devices is a kind of challenges the basic assumption made for flat surfaces. Consequently, it becomes difficult to understand that its behavior by the scope of the classical PV modeling. The second example is an aircraft PV. The curve shape, including the saddle-shaped curves, is more crucial than the vehicle integrated PV. As a result, any unusual behavior is more evident. And this specific example pertains to HAPS, HAPS for 6D communication, flying over clouds. And initially, I anticipated that the output of PV devices would be consistent and do not fluctuate due to the absence of the shading from clouds. However, the actual power output was completely different. The output fluctuated and varied based on the position of the wing, and it became clear that this was an inherent behavior of the curved PV devices, although it was surprising. And please be aware that the flight data cannot be disclosed at this time, so I will present the calculation result instead. However, it is phase-free along the calculated value. Many vehicles have curved roofs, as you know, and most VIPVs also have curved surfaces. However, curved PV systems generally perform less, and I should say always less, efficiently than the flat PV set with the plus surface aperture area. Compared with the product plus surface, since the input power to the PV devices is the product of the aperture. Since the input power to the PV devices is the product of the aperture area and irradiance. The smaller aperture of the curved PV devices results in less input power, so that the less output.
Such.
Additionally, the cosine loss of the curved surface varies at different points, causing the mismatching loss. So, the modeling of the calculation of the curved PV devices and non-uniform 3D solar irradiance are beyond the scope of the cluster calculations. Let's try differently.
Right.
The differences are summarized in the table. The new calculation takes into account the non-uniform shading of the hemispherical sky. It uses the shading matrix instead of the shading ratio scalar in the classical analysis. In the classical calculations, partial shading is calculated through the time integration with weighting. In the new analysis, probability and expected values are used instead. Unlike the classical calculations, which assumes solar cells with a flat surface, the new calculation considers the solar cells with a curved surface and analyzes them using differential behind. The stress analysis in the classical calculation considers the behind the load, bending the load with a thin plate, whereas the new calculation considers buckling and 3D bending. And the ray orientation moves to the vector calculations, and IAM curves grade up to the four tensor calculation. In theory, the outdoor performance of the flat PV devices should be the same as the indoor test results after correcting for irradiance and temperature. However, for curved modules, the outdoor performance does not inherently match the indoor test results. The chart illustrates the disparity in indoor performance and outdoor performance. The light blue area represents the outdoor measurements. The purple line shows the expected outdoor output after the correction of the irradiance and assuming that the solar panel is flat. And the green line shows the output curve trend after the curve correction. And regarding this differences, regardless of the orientation of the panels, the calculation of the curved surface consistently match the output measurement. And the initial challenge of us is to understand the measurement issues related to using the same curved module, allowing testing laboratories and research institutes worldwide to share a common experience. The curved module with a minimum radius of 1 meter was supplied by a Chinese startup company. And we appreciate UNSW to provide such kind of highly challengeable modules. This chart illustrates the consistency of the test result among various test laboratories. Except for the preliminary solar simulator and outdoor solar simulator, outdoor measurement, the module with highly curved surface were overestimated, and residual error varied among testing laboratories. And this is because of the volume uniformity among the solar simulators. And we are now, we mean that IEC TC82 is now trying to take what we call Oyan and Taigabi's criteria to abstract if the test result is information. We have to open access. So for more information, we have to open access paper available. One paper tells about the non-planar PV with full set of equations. and calculation algorithms. And another one is that 3D, so it's for solar irradiance, also with the full set of the equations and calculation flow. These are the open access. Curved PV customized design. Now, interesting things.
Use the maps.
Yeah.
Such.
The standard procedure involves measuring the curved surface and then creating a 3D model. Typically, a portable 3D scanner is used for the measurement. The collected data points are then converted into a 3D surface model. First order partial differentials are used for the performance calculation, while the second order one is used for the packing design and stress calculations. Shallow and simplified curved photovoltaic module are typically used for the VIPV applications can be modeled using a simplified calculation method. This involves selecting the representative solar cell from a certain percentile of the point irradiance statistics, which are caused by non-uniform illumination on the curved surface. The value of the percentile, denoted as X, can be estimated using a law of similarity of the IV curve of the single solar cell, and typically it is around 0.85. We compare the real-world performance of the VIPV while driving with the projected results from the previous slide. Regrettably, we were not able to secure the permission from the stakeholders to review this finding for this session. Nevertheless, the anticipated performance closely aligned with the calculated values. We conducted a test by installing 4 types of the VIPV on a commercial car and observing their output on a sunny day. And through a rigorous analysis of the data from 10 different parameters, we were able to estimate the dynamic direct and diffuse ratio solar irradiance and sound relative orientation every second. The measurement revealed performance dips to less than 0.5 of the performance ratio under the certain sound angles after correction of the temperature of the spectrum, but it always aligned with the calculations. For aircraft with a complex and deeply curved surface, simplified calculations are not sufficient, and a rigorous approach is required. First, the optical properties of the curved surface are cataloged using a 4 tensor. Then, performance from each surface element on the curved surface is calculated using 4 tensor and integrated at the module level. The advantage of the calculation of the modeling are powerful tools for the VIPV and other PV applications in mobility. I will chair the international conference PV in Motion in March in Miyazaki, Japan, surrounded by beautiful scenery and excellent food in the southern island of Japan. You will have a super valuable opportunities to learn about the most advanced relevant technologies. Mark your calendar now. And see you, Miyazaki, Japan, from March 10 to 14. So ask me everything. Thank you very much.